It's been a solid 4 months since my last Ashes of Creation video, which means it's once again time for me to update the casual followers of this MMO that don't have the time to tune into every hour-long livestream about the...
That is for me, because I try my best to keep up to date, but there is so much shit going on in my life, and there's so many new MMOs coming out, man. It's just so insane, man.
Progress of the game. And let me tell you, the past 4 live streams have been absolute bangers.
Yeah.
With one of them in particular being my favourite progress update shown by Intrepid so far. But first, today's sponsor, Omni Heroes. Embark on a heroic fantasy adventure in a world shrouded in darkness with Omni Heroes, a casual take on classic strategy RPGs. Eve, the world's creator, has given you the mission to locate the 7 sacred Valkyries that will fight alongside one another in either a PvE or PvP format.
Okay, it's more like AFK arena.
Evils that threaten the world. To realize your full potential, you must forge...
Why does mobile games have the best animation? Like, do they literally have so much money that they can spend on just doing the animated cutscenes so well, and then you get your actual animation, like anime, and then it's animated so fucking poorly? Like, oh my god, man, it's so insane.
And enhance your character how you see fit with the variety of talent paths available. Enjoy the traditional 5v5 turn-based combat, and with the different synergies and characters at your disposal, mix and match to build over 100 different team lineups. Or, if you have...
Mobile games just have insane amount of, like, damage scaling. I mean, look at that, 462,400, like, god, that's a lot of fucking damage. And then look at the HP, man, it's even higher. Like, what the fuck?
Have a busy day ahead? Take advantage of Omni Heroes' relaxed idleness. Keep your game open whilst going about your day in the real world, whilst earning rewards in the Omni world. You'll become completely engrossed in this world thanks to the hand-drawn aesthetic and distinct background
I love the
scenes.
art style, man, it's so pretty.
You might even start playing the in-game Labyrinth or Blackjack. So download now alongside 1 million other players and receive unique rewards for your early entry. To top it all off, don't forget to get yourself the 777 free summons, securing yourself a minimum of
777.
5 legendary heroes. Links available in the description below, or use my QR code on screen. Download now.
Normally, you fucking grind your ass off just to get 10 wishes.
So the last time I updated you on Ashes of Creation, we covered the Alpha 2 tank showcase, the UI update, as well as the story arc system shown off in January, February and March of this year. April's livestream was one that I was personally very excited for, as it was our first glimpse at the mage archetype since the combat revamp.
This game looks so pretty.
I basically play some form of mage in every MMO, and I can't really see that changing in Ashes, especially after what was shown off in this livestream. Starting out, Steven showcased some abilities. Blink. Ball lightning.
Oh, that looks powerful. Drop that on a boss. Man, that could do lots of damage.
Blizzard.
I don't like how stationary you are. That does seem kind of like a hindrance. Maybe the damage outweighs the stationary bullshit.
Cone of Cold.
Okay.
Lightning Strike. Arcane Volley. Elemental Empowerment, which is an ability that works together with your weapon basic attack and previous elemental ability cast. Frostbolt. Slumber, which is an AoE CC. Chain Lightning. The thing that impressed me the most about Chain Lightning is that it can actually arc around corners if your character is pointing in a certain direction, which I haven't seen done before in an MMO.
Damn,
and the final ability demonstrated was Mana Shield.
There's
Overall,
more, right?
The mage showcase in April was pretty cool.
There has to be more
the combat
skills.
didn't blow me away or anything, but it looked passable for the game's current state of development.
It looks pretty decent. I mean, is there, like, unless the game's been worked on for the last, like, 3-5 years, like, to have this big of a world that looks this pretty in most parts, and have lots of, like, functioning classes and trying to balance the game to where it's, like, actually, like, enjoyable to play, I honestly think this is great.
One thing I liked in particular is that most of the spells don't completely root you in place, and you can still slowly
look at Liberty of Thrones, man. That kind of sucks.
move whilst casting abilities, which will help make the combat feel a lot better.
But isn't most MMOs supposed to have fluid combat like that? Like, WoW, I'm pretty sure Guild Wars has it, Elder Scrolls has it, Final Fantasy has it, well, except for some skills where it's long casting times, but you do get a skill where, or a talent? Fuck, I can't remember. Where you're able to move and stuff while casting, so it's slow, but at least you're able to do it, so honestly, it's a requirement at this point, especially for mages.
With more player agency than just being rooted. The May update livestream was definitely another one I'd consider to be a banger, as we finally got to see the Cyclops world boss fight against a full raid of 16 players.
Doesn't look like a fucking Cyclops.
Steven on a mage in the Riverlands during the winter season. Before encountering the Cyclops, we got to see a cool example of the mob aggro system against some giant spiders. Unlike most MMOs where mobs straight up aggro you, in Ashes some of them will threaten to aggro you by changing to a defensive posture if you get too close before attacking.
Okay.
This is another nice bit of attention to detail and immersion that I haven't seen done before in other MMOs.
The amount of care that they're giving to the game is insane. Like, these developers really are trying their best to make a game worth playing, and you don't get that a lot anymore. Like, you really do not. Well, it's not the developer's fault, it is the CEO's fault, but I mean, these developers, man, they're doing
Eventually
something special
the
here.
Cyclops, which instantly impressed me with how he paths through the world. Not only do you hear the stomps of his footprints from far away, but you can also see and hear trees fall down as he walks past them. We followed the Cyclops until we reached his combat arena, at which point the rest of the raid decides to show up. He was then engaged in combat and we were able to get a look at his mechanics. Now, world bosses in MMOs typically don't have many or any mechanics other than just tank and spank. But the Cyclops did actually impress me, not only with his mechanics but also animations. There's a crush ability that tanks need to block or take massive damage. There's raid-wide AoE roots, cone attacks, and a charge. At about 60% HP, he drops his tree totem and players need to DPS it down before it spawns healing caps which restore his health.
Really?
And once the totem is destroyed, Tumok gains a new mechanic where he slams the ground multiple times, dealing massive raid-wide AoE damage each time.
That's
Overall,
interesting.
A really cool fight and an absolute sight to behold, seeing this massive Cyclops charge around an area, dealing environmental damage and slamming groups.
I mean, if every boss has mechanics like that, or it doesn't even have to be that many, just have some mechanics to it, especially for like an open world boss. Like, that sounds beautiful, man. I'm so impressed.
Players. Mechanically, the encounter doesn't appear to be too difficult, but it is just a low-level world boss, and for me the most fun aspect of world boss fights is the sheer spectacle of having large groups of players come together to enjoy an epic encounter in the open world.
I can just imagine that, especially early on, people are just gonna come here, just absolutely dogpile on him, man. There's gonna be like 50, 100, like close to 80 people trying to just kill this one dude, and it's gonna be 5 minutes, and then the boss is dead, and then it's oh well, next I'll get him next time.
So in that regard,
I can just imagine it. It's gonna be so beautiful.
The Ashes June update was by far my favourite livestream so far, as it showed off a side of the game that I'm personally the most excited about.
Yeah, the freehold.
The real space player housing and freehold system. For the longest time, what's excited me the most about Ashes is the idea of having my own real space area in the world where I can grow crops, craft, place furniture, raise livestock, and so on. This was the main thing I enjoyed about Arcade, and I think real space housing really allows you to feel like you live in the world of an MMORPG. This showcase started out with the team showing off some gemstone resources in the Riverlands, Steven wearing a really cool mage gear set, and overall the autumn scenery looking absolutely stunning. The team mount up on these giant bunny mounts and head...
So, the one thing I'm not exactly clear on, and I hope one of you guys tell me in the comments, the weather. Is it going to be like Throne of Liberty where it's going to affect monsters in different seasons? Is it also gonna affect your like spells if it's windy or something? Like I doubt it. Maybe I'm pretty sure the change of like seasons is just for like visual aspects. I'm pretty sure. I could be very wrong. If I am, let me know.
Towards the freehold, I thought the mouse running animation here looked expertly done.
Yeah,
we arrive
so
at the
smooth.
freehold and straight away you can see this massive plot of land, way bigger than was planned for in this game's early stages of development. Initially, freeholds were supposed to be half an acre in size, but since the Unreal Engine 5 update and the team increasing the size of the world by roughly 3x, freeholds are also increasing in size by 3x to 1.5 acres in size. Visually, I think the current size of this land looks way more immersive and believable compared to everything being rammed together in close proximity in a half-acre freehold. The team parked their mounts and showcased some parts of the freehold. In Ashes, mounts don't disappear, they actually stay where you leave them, similar to games like BDO, which I think is another nice immersive touch. In the freehold, we were shown wheat and corn being harvested.
Hey, as long as your mount doesn't get attacked while you're off collecting materials by a random mob walking by, and it dies, well, I think it's fine.
Eggs could be collected from chickens, cows were milked, pigs could be butchered, and tomatoes were picked. We got to have a look at a freehold crafting station, which is apparently the place where the highest level craftable equipment in the game can be made, and we also had a look inside this small cozy sized house that was filled with furniture. Another thing that was showcased here is the material inventory system that Intrepid are experimenting with. Basically, different materials have different inventory slot sizes rather than weight, which means you'll literally need to play inventory Tetris to manage your gathered mats.
Like, I don't have a problem with it, and my only issue is if they make it pay to, like, the best bags is pay, like, you have to pay for that. Like, I won't have a problem with it, so to say, but it will feel kinda shit. I very much doubt that they will do it. I very much doubt it, but if they do, and I'm saying big if, I will feel kinda sad about it. Just a tad bit.
This isn't a thing for the game's normal inventory, and you'll be able to get different bag types with different layouts.
Like, I mean, if you could get the biggest bag possible without, like, obviously grind for the materials, like, it's probably gonna be made in, like, the workbench, the highest level bag, like, you're gonna make it in, like, the workbench. Like, that is fine, man. I'd grind hours for it then. But as long as there's no pay-to-win elements in this game, I'm happy. I'm absolutely happy. I'll call it a masterpiece of a game.
It's an interesting idea that I'm not too sure if it'll just end up being annoying or actually add a sense of progression to material inventory. I guess we'll find out during Alpha 2 testing. Great. Now, during this live stream, there was a lot of information. We had slides that explained the progression system for different freehold buildings, an updated explanation on the purpose of freeholds, how to get a freehold, and freehold availability. Something that certain MMO players might find controversial is that not everyone will be able to get a freehold. It's something that you'll need to work hard to obtain, and there'll be a certain level of prestige to having one, especially in a good location. This means if you're a 1 hour per week MMO Andy, then odds are you're not going to get one. And in my opinion, this is fine. If everyone could have a freehold, the entire world would be littered with them and it'd look a mess. If you've got 10,000 people per server, not everyone can have a 1.5 acre piece of land, and freeholds will be cool precisely because not everyone can have one. For everyone to have access to freeholds, they'd need to be instanced, which would make them less immersive and less cool, basically WoW garrisons. So yeah, I like the current design direction for this, and the game does have other forms of more accessible housing like instanced apartments. Overall, the Ashes of Creation June livestream
I really thought deep and hard about it, man, damn.
Past my expectations, and reminded me of one of the main reasons that I'm excited about this game in the first place. As much as the combat stuff shown previously looks okay, there's many MMOs with good combat and dungeons. There isn't, however, many MMOs where you can own real space land and truly live out the fantasy of having a second life inside of a game. Something else I wasn't expecting was the sheer amount of depth that the freehold system seems to have, with the progression trees for each of the buildings.
You know what's the best thing about this game? And the honestly best thing? It's not trying to cater to a broader audience. They know exactly what their audience likes and goes and explores that. Like, there's no people here that's cross-gender. It's very controversial, I know, but as far as I know, they're not bringing real world problems into this game, or they're not trying to push real world agendas onto this game, and that is what I enjoy. Almost every other game, you do have your exceptions, but almost every other game is currently going down that road, and I kind of enjoy that. This being different. There is, like I said, there's lots of games or some games that do not do it, but just like with movies, it's starting to happen with games.
So far, if you're someone that loves the whole life skill, profession and economy game path in your MMOs, Ashes of Creation's looking like it's going to offer an experience truly next level compared to other MMOs.
I can't wait for this game, man.
July's Ashes of Creation livestream was initially meant to be a long-awaited node update, but this was unfortunately pushed back, so we instead got another showcase of the Alpha 2 Cleric. This time, however, we got a much more comprehensive look at the class with 18 different abilities on display compared to the 4 or 5 shown back in November of 2022. This livestream took place in the Highwayman Hills, a visually stunning location that would be the perfect spot to ambush a passing caravan. Typically this area is supposed to be inhabited with bandits, however during the livestream there's a story arc in progress where Minotaurs have seized control of the area. The purpose of my Ashes coverage is to be as concise as possible, so I'll just show the abilities demonstrated along with the tooltips, and you can just pause and read them if you like. I'd imagine most of you just want to see the visuals though, so enjoy.
Mend. 3-second cooldown, 35 range, instant healing projectile. Ooh, that's nice. Long range healing, that could be good. I do not know how you pronounce that. Fuck's sakes, man, I hate long words. Charges up healing energy that heals a target ally on release, scaling in power the longer it is charged. So how long can you cast it for? Okay, never mind, there it is. There's the ball right over here. Right over here. So that's actually pretty good. 684, man. Damn. Soothing glow. Apply a healing over time effect to the target. That sounds pretty good. Lash Cure instantly heal the target ally. This may be used during other ability. What the fuck? Really? So you can cast the DPS. Well, I doubt a cleric's gonna have much DPS, but you could have like a skill just to like do some damage, you know? Soften up a monster. And then cast healing at the same time? That's insane. Fuck me, man. It's late at night. Leave me alone. Fire a beam of healing energy toward a targeted ally. Charging this spell allows the beam to bounce to up to 5. What the fuck? Based on how long it has, the amount of healing is reduced for. Okay, that's fair enough. That's fair. Blessed weapon. Imbues your target's weapon with radiant light. That could be good against undead. I doubt it's that in depth. Like, I doubt it, but you never know. Each hit extends the duration of mana regeneration buff up to a maximum of 15 seconds. Has a 70% chance to. Fuck, man, I can't read. No, not that. That's the volume. Fuck me. Go away. A 10% chance to proc bonus radiant damage. Okay. Judgment. Cast a heal on target ally for large amounts of health. If this cast on an enemy instead deals radiant damage and applies 2 stacks of burning. That is insane. Okay. See, I told you damage ability. Restore 8 health to all party members in range instantaneously. Plus additional healing over time. That is most likely your big heal, your ult heal. Allies under the HOT? I don't know. Fuck. HOT. Ah, it'll come to me later. But that's actually quite good. Never mind, that was not a lot of healing. There's your big healing. Send forth a cone of... Okay. I think that this one is gonna be... It doesn't seem to have like a healing over time, but it does seem to be a group healing like ability. Aside from the healing being Kamehameha bullshit. Divine Flare. Place a targeted area heal on the ground that heal. Ooh. Total healing is split between all targets. Ah, that's fine. That's fine. Sorry, I had to yawn. Of your own health. I don't know about that skill. Maybe for like a tank, but just you alone? I don't know about that. Chains of Restraint. Defiant Light, man. How many skills is there? From 50% of the maximum HP over 10 seconds. 50% HP, as long as there's no big damage dealing monster, that could be fine. Wings of Salvation. Oh, it's a movement skill, that's good. Divine Infusion. Huh. Oh, here we go. Smite is always good. Smite your target, dealing instant damage and applying a stack of burning to your target. Has no cast time and deals increased damage if affected with melee range of the... What? Deals increased damage if affected within melee range of the target. Oh, so you have to be close to them. Fuck, I'm dumb. This attack always critically hits on targets under the effect of... Condemned? What? Condemn, yeah.
After the ability showcase, we got a look at the work in progress UI customization option, which so far looks really clean. And after that, the team basically fought their way through a point of interest to show off the cleric's healing capabilities under...
This is perfect. Changing your UI without having to do add-ons, because I'm not very good with add-ons. Like, God, is it messy. It's mainly because I've installed so many add-ons on Elder Scrolls that it just fucking overwhelmed me, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And so having its own built-in stuff, like UI customization, love it, man. Fucking love it.
Some heals.
Wreck that wolf.
Alright, I've got...
What are we doing next?
Okay,
I'm gonna get these.
we're
I'll
on
get aggro
focus
these
fire,
guys.
focus fire. Yeah. Try to AoE if you can.
Oh, hold on. AoE it all down. Big AoE. I'm gonna do a trip.
I'm doing a delayed heal. Yes, maximum AoE power!
Wizard time. Are you doing the wave
You know, I
attack
could never
to,
be a healer. It's so...
That one's so good.
Like, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like looking at everybody's HP
Getting
constantly,
all
man.
the value out of it. Try to get out of some
Judgment.
It could be fun, but I don't enjoy it as much.
Okay.
Wait, the monsters are able to heal as well?
Nice, we
Are
got
they
it.
life stealing or are they actually healing?
super
Do they have
easy.
regen?
Overall, another solid live stream, and seeing classes become more fleshed out with a full kit of abilities is making it seem like Alpha 2 isn't actually that far away now. I liked that some of the cleric's abilities...
You know, I'd rather have them wait a bit, make sure everything is properly done, because if it's not, like, up to their standards, and people don't enjoy it, it is going to damage the game a hell of a lot. So I'd rather them take their time, polish everything they want up to their standards, and then like do the alpha 2. Like, God, this game looks so good already. Even though it's in this state, it looks magnificent.
These have some interesting meta decisions to maximize efficiency, and visually I thought the spell effects looked pretty good. As a whole though, in its current state, I think Ashes of Creation's combat looks like a 6 or 7 out of 10 compared to the rest of the MMO genre, which isn't too bad really, considering the game isn't finished yet and is likely to improve quite...
It looks like a solid 7 to me. I mean, this is the fundamentals of what an MMO is. Like, it's not as crazy as WoW, yes. It's also probably not as flashy as Final Fantasy. But it looks a hell of a lot better than most of the other shit. I mean, look at New World. Man, that shit looks like garbage.
Quite a lot. Oh, one more thing. September's Alpha 2 pack will be your final chance to buy access for Alpha 2, as Intrepid have announced they already have more than enough testers. So if you're desperate to play, then buy it whilst you still have a chance.
Nah,
if
I'll wait
not,
for the
no
game.
worries, I'll be covering it extensively on the channel. But that's pretty
I'll
much...
let people that have more fun and will have more time and is more excited about it to, you know, do that. I'm very excited for the game, but, you know, man, like, this game is so
That's my
good.
summary of the past 4 months of Ashes of Creation updates.
I can't wait
In
for
the
the
next
full
few months we
release.
should get a big updated node-related livestream, which might even be worthy of me covering in a separate video rather than a quick overview, considering the node system is the most unique aspect of Ashes that sets it apart from every other MMO in the genre. Let me know what you think about the past few months of Ashes progress in the comments below, which aspect of the game are you most excited about, and do you think we'll see Alpha 2 before the Milky Way galaxy is eventually consumed by the supermassive black hole at its centre? If you want to support my Ashes coverage, then sign up with my referral code, social media on screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next.
That was beautiful, man. That was a great video. I'm so excited to see what they do with Ashes of Creation. Like, they've already outdone themselves already. Like, honestly, they've made sure this game looks so polished that there was 1 or 2 times where I was like, maybe it could use a bit more work here, but it was very seldom. Like, this game is so good. Like, it looks so good. It looks like it plays so well. Like, this just looks magnificent. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything else you guys want me to, like, to see, let me know. I will be more than happy to. Hope you all enjoyed.